Another big part of this is brand. Baylor's brand a year ago was, in my opinion, better than TCU, coming off a men's basketball national championship. I don't think you can make that case anymore with TCU going to the national championship in football. That's if anybody goes to the national championship in football, that earns you a whole lot of brand points and a whole lot of money. So kudos to them for that. Baylor also a year ago was in basically TCU's spot. The football team was top 5. The men's basketball team was rolling through, folks. And in a year's time, somehow, Baylor athletics and TCU athletics have almost entirely flipped when it comes to men's basketball and football, the two kind of primary sports at the top of that totem pole, which is tough for me. I asked somebody the other day who goes to TCU, is like, look, man, you've been there 4 years. You guys sucked at pretty much not everything, but you sucked at a lot of things for your first 3 years, but you went to a national championship your senior year. Do you trade those 3 years of suck for a national title? He's yeah, every day of the week. Every day of the week. That he was fine being terrible for 3 years, but meant senior year going to a national championship. I think I would say the same thing, by the way. If Baylor was just awful for 3 years, but then it paid off my senior year and going to a national championship, then I to my TCU counterparts, I have nothing to brag about anymore. Because Sugar Bowl, national championship. Oh, basketball national yeah, we went in football. So that stings in itself, but that's brand. A lot of that has built up TCU's brand, and not just TCU, Texas Tech. Oh my gosh. Texas Tech's brand is growing, exploding. Feels like Kansas State is starting to hit that threshold too. You're finally seeing Kansas State become relevant in college football again, and they're using that. Baylor, on the other hand, when is the last time, and I'm really trying to think here, Dave Aranda doesn't use Twitter. And your first thought, my first thought kind of is oh, that's stupid. Why should he have to? He does. He does. It's whether I want him to use Twitter or not, whether you want him to use Twitter or not, or social media, Instagram, any of that, you have to today. To recruit players, you have to have a presence on social media. You have to have a brand on social media. You have to have some sort of swagger. And where is Baylor's swagger? That's what I ask. Where is Baylor's swagger? TCU, and I don't want to go on this whole rant about how TCU is doing things right, but you're seeing them breed success in the field and back it up with growing their brand. And you haven't really seen Baylor do that. And gosh, man, it hurts how easy it is just to be active on social media, just to grow social media and become, something that people across the country look at and say, wow, that place is cool. I thought that growing up. I thought with RG3, with everything, that place is cool. I love Baylor. And through my college experience, I've grown to love Baylor even more. This isn't a crap on Baylor episode because I have paid way too much money to Baylor to crap on Baylor. But I ask, where did that go? Where did that go? How did Baylor get from RG3 Heisman Trophy? When I was in 7th grade, wanted to go to a university that was great at athletics, at the pinnacle of sport, and put that out there. And it felt like Baylor was so good at that. The year of the Bear, just the marketing of look how great this place is, and Chip and Joanna and everything. And we somehow went from that to I'm hunting for bears, safari guy. How? What happened? Where along the way did Baylor decide that marketing, that being cutting edge, being different, being outside the box, being on the front end of building a brand was second rate to whatever else, to safari guy? When was that decision made? When's the last time you watched that Baylor commercial that comes on ESPN and thought that was a cool commercial? Where did that go? I remember growing up to looking at Baylor jerseys and being, wow, Baylor's got the sickest uniforms in college football. They've got something about them. Baylor's they're good at everything. The feed the beaver, all of that. Where along the line was that kind of stuff suppressed And how do you bring it back? How do you bring it back? Because it's the reason I went to Baylor. And if I was in high school right now and I'm looking at schools like Baylor, TCU, Texas Tech, like I'll look at the billboards for Texas Tech that say it's all West Texas. Oh, those are the coolest things in the world to me. I look at the videos TCU posts after the game, after they win, that are like Hypnotoad and all that jazz. Like that stuff's so cool to me. I wish wholeheartedly, like it really bothers me that Baylor isn't out on the front of that. And you can make the case like, oh, Baylor's really good at marketing. Baylor's really good at building a brand. Baylor's really good at being at the apex of college sports and putting themselves out there. But then I present to you Safari Guy. I present to you Bears in the Wild. I present to you the lack of social media content where you look at it and you go, man, I want some of that. That's some swagger. Not to say that they're the worst university in the world at it at all. No, but there is a market at Baylor. I truly do believe so. There is a market, again, from fans to staff to creative team, to know that Baylor is good and wear it. To know that Baylor is a great program and to wear that, to publish that, to push that, to let people know Baylor is good. And when Baylor loses, we are disappointed. That's what I want. My TFNB champion for life, my Bears in the Wild, all of that stuff, the Whataburger Fry Challenge, everything. I like it's good, sure, but it feels like I'm back at Vacation Bible School. And athletes that I've talked to in high school don't want to go to Vacation Bible School. They want to go to a school that is cool. And I, as a student, still think Baylor is cool. I do. But I'm worried that I'm in a minority. I'm worried that is becoming a minority of people outside the program who look at Baylor and say, wow, what a cool school. So what do you do? Man, I don't know. How do you merge a commitment to faith alongside trying to be, badass? How do you merge those two? I don't know. If somebody else is being paid a lot of money to figure that out, as they should be. But I can tell you this, Bears in the Wild is not how you do it. I just tell you, whatever's going on right now is not how you do it.